Hello everybody and welcome back to the League of Dracula. This is a match from the first stage, Group B, between Aerol B or Aerol LB, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and playing as the Hunters, and Humperdink number 4, playing as Dracula. I don't know what happened to Humperdink 1, 2 and 3, but never mind, we're on version number 4. And yeah, we've got the legendary Rossco beside me. Hi Rossco.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. We've been chatting quite a bit because there's been a little delay to this match, so we've been chatting for a while. What's the crack? What have we missed? That's a very Scottish expression. Mina has renewed vigor and a heavenly host. I think there's local rumours. I can't remember what city it was in, but it was negative, so that doesn't really matter. There's quite a lot of Dracula events. That's 4 Dracula events out of the first 8 supplies. So yeah, the deck is a little bit top heavy with Dracula events, but it might sort itself out later down. Yeah.
So Aerol we've played before. He's been in previous tournaments, so I know Aerol is a player.
Oh yeah, he has got B after his name. I thought his name. Oh god, Bennett. Okay, I've been calling him Aerol B all this time. It's Aerol. Okay, I'm going to have to change that. Fuck's sake. Right. Yeah, he was in the League of Dracula last year. He was in the group with. He was in the group with Quincy and Bugsby and Pizza Wizard. For quite a while I thought Aerol was actually going to qualify from the group, but just in the end he just got sort of pushed out by the other 3, but it was very competitive. And yeah, Humperdink is
a decent player.
Yep, definitely decent player, not to be underestimated. I think he's been away for quite a while, because obviously he wasn't participating in the spring tournament, but has been practicing a little bit now. Humperdink is a new player, the sole UK representative.
Okay.
Played in a game that Strider and myself live streamed last night. Obviously, as we're recording this, but obviously you'll see this a few days later. So if you want, go onto Strider's channel, go into the live section, not the video section, you won't find it. If you go into the live section, you'll find all his live streams for the League of Dracula. And that's a very good game, so I'm going to have to spoil the result to Rossco and to everybody. So if you don't want to hear it, turn off, go and watch that stream, and then come back. So basically, Humperdink played as the Hunters against Met King, and Humperdink won it. It was very close. It was middle of the middle of the 4th week, or it was definitely into the 4th week, and I'm not joking by saying it was literally 1 combat card away from winning or losing. It was that close. It was
Nice.
absolutely mental. Really good game by both of them. I was very impressed by both of their strategies. Very interesting stuff going on. There's some quite astute things happening from Humperdink. It's a player I don't know much about. But he has been practicing quite a bit over the summer when I wasn't about. So yeah, I don't know much, but as a Hunter player, that looked... Oh, the Heavenly Host have been taken off Mina. There's a fast horses. Shame the renewed vigor's revealed, but it is what it is. Humperdink played a game as Dracula as a practice game earlier today, and I quickly tuned in just to have a quick look at it while I was having a break from studying. And Humperdink mentioned to me, "Oh, I haven't played much Dracula, so I had to do some practice." I was like, "Oh right," but he put a vampire in an extremity location with a rumor token, so I think he knows more or less what he's doing. So I think this is a fairly even matchup, I would say. I don't know what you think about it. Any thoughts on it?
Well, I don't know anything about Humperdink, other than, you won't get this reference, but somebody might, other than being the prince from the Princess Bride movie. So that's the first thing I heard. Or, of course, the famous singer from the 670, Engelbert Humperdink. So whether he's related to him and he's the 4th, who knows? But yeah, Aerol I knew. I've played him a few times, and again, as you say, he was in the tournament last year, so I know him. So this will be quite interesting to... yeah, I saw the game from the video that was there for last night and the length of time, so I've not watched it yet because it ran into the over 2 hours, and I don't have time to watch that, but I think I'll watch over the weekend. I like from the sounds of it, it seemed like a good, you want those kind of matches where they're close, but also they run they run the length of time as well, so it's a constant cat and mouse.
Definitely a good way to describe it. Yeah, very tense and tactical, and yeah, I was impressed by both sides. Yeah, definitely not incompetent players at all. I was very impressed, actually.
You said Humperdink's a UK player?
Yep. Yes.
Nice.
The only UK representative this time. So yeah, he's flying the flag
Nice.
for us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. He moved Godalming over to Munich, but he's kept Mina in Vienna. He's got hired scouts though, so that. Oh, he found him.
Ooh,
Oh,
Sophia.
oh, what a shot that was. Well played. So yeah, in
That's going
general.
old school, isn't it? That's going old school because it used to be those Nantes, Sophia. He used to be Valona,
Yeah.
Sophia. So whether he's watched videos, he may have watched a certain Scot-sword video and tactics. Who knows? But that's a good. And I tell you, he was lucky as well because he was one away from when he did the Austro-Hungaria check.
Yep.
And Drac must have been thinking when Godalming moved, oh, excellent, I can start moving around now.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So maybe the whole moving Godalming over was a bait, or maybe he meant to move Mina, but then just instinctively clicked supply. It doesn't matter. Whatever he was trying to do, it worked out for him. He says lucky hit, but I mean, Sophia is a good place to check. So you got to take, make your own luck sometimes. I think this is going to be a very even matchup. I think I don't know who's going to win, to be honest. I think both. From what I remember from it, I haven't seen Aerol play for quite a long time, but from what I can remember, yeah, decent, competent player. Arguably, maybe in a slightly different group last year, might have been able to progress. Who knows? It was a very competitive group. When you think now, when you look back at it, it was Pizza Wizard now is reigning US champion. Quincy Morris obviously has a lot of experience, and then you had Bugs B, who's just a new player. We had no idea what sort of player he was going to be like, but he just took it by storm, and yeah, was very competitive in the final league as well. So yeah, he was in a very difficult group, Aerol, but he held his own. So yeah, this is interesting to see how he reacts to this. The fact he's found Dracula so early, he needs to deal with these encounters, but I don't want him to rush either. It's kind of that balance.
Well, yeah, that's the temptation, is it? When you find Drac this early, mind you, looking at his cards, he is pretty tooled up on all his cards. So, he would. I wouldn't be too concerned kind of moving in with a couple because he has been doing the right move and supplying, and then ready to move now. So the problem is, it's a shame he gave Mina the fast horses because he could have got there with Godalming. You have one as well. You never know.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why they traded. Maybe there was a potential.
Yeah, there was doubles. Yeah.
And then the heavily hosed probably got moved off Mina onto Godalming. So if Dracula's paying attention, he probably knows that Godalming's got that. Where do you think he started, though? If he's gone Sophia after 2 spaces, where do we think... Because he rumoured the second location, so it's probably a hoax rumour, then a rumour token with a vampire. Where do you think he started from?
Could have done the... Could have done... No, he could have... Yeah, I suppose he could have done Valona. I think. And then maybe... Or... Seems to be a good one to put down there. But then, as you say, the rumour token you want to put the furthest away. Unless the Valona, if that is Valona, the rumour token before Sophia, unless that's just a bait. Or he started in, Varna's always a good one because it's not on the rails for
so maybe
Constanta.
Is it Constanta, Varna, then Sophia, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Galatz used to be a good starting point, remember? So he could have done the whole...
He could have,
10, 22, 10, 50.
It's a bit restricted.
Down south now.
Yeah, the problem is that if he goes to the Black Sea, he can't use Bucharest to get out later. But I like this from Dracula. He's not panicked. I think some Draculas in this situation might suddenly go, "Oh shit, I've been found! Crap, wolf form." He's just taking his time about it, and wolf form from Sophia is not bad though either because there is a few different places you could go to. But he doesn't really know how the Huns are going to move here. So moving to somewhere.
You don't want to wait. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste your... Because again, I've got to get to him this round here. All right, fast horse. But again, there's not really that much of a concern for Drac at this stage. So if he goes to 49, Sarajevo, yep, that's fine.
Yeah, he could have been there. I reckon he's probably... safe move would have been gone to 46. Maybe if he's being a bit bold, he might have moved to Belgrade. But I just reckon he's going towards the Adriatic or Ionian coast. He'll just probably... He might even...
So.
Bologna, Athens, hide and then leave, maybe. Drag Mina and Godalming over, and then you could even wolf form from Adriatic up through the centre of the map if you wanted to, before Sud gets a chance to move into position. There's a few different things
Yeah,
you could
because
do.
they're still out of play for Zoom and Van Helsing at this stage. I mean, if he did start in Athens, he's now going to be up in 10, or as you say, 6. But then it gives him the option that if Godalming is going to go and check south, he goes north. He's only going to be facing Mina,
Yep.
in the which isn't the worst case scenario. So she's got fast horses, so only 2 others, and then from there, if you could get past Mina, get into Central Europe, then you can rule from there once the other 2 start coming up. So decent position. Sofia was always a good. I mean, Eastern Europe used to be the place to start, until it all sort of changed around. But it used to be, here we go.
Oh wow, nice newspaper reports. Because the fact he traded with Van Helsing, I thought Mina was going to be super aggressive here, but he took the renewed vigor off. Maybe he's preempting if Mina dies and he doesn't lose renewed vigor, giving her a charge of carriage. But the fact she then just stayed put and supplied, got a newspaper out of it.
So he started in Constanta.
Yeah.
So she can get there with her chartered carriage.
Mm.
It's not a rumour token, so probably move. But then again,
It's a very good.
that's interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. So he's either gone 46-55, I would suggest, to get down the coast.
Yeah. That's a very good trade then, if that's the case. If he's already preemptive, taken renewed vigor off to keep it off Mina in case she dies, but then to already give her chartered carriage in in anticipation, might have to get to the coast. That's really good play.
I think as well, when you've got Eastern Europe, really, if you have got chartered carriage, it's the only card really does you any bits there, doesn't it? Because they're all yellow lines, you can't do much with your tickets. So that's a decent, that get her down to Sofia if she wanted to, get her down to Constanta. It's a decent, and she's got fast horses. So,
Yep,
a renewed vigor.
Fast horse your way out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's decent.
No, I was just. And obviously, there's a little bit of luck they had to supply to get the chartered carriage, but still the foresight to give it to her before even finding out exactly where Dracula started. That's really cool. Oh, we should be in for a good game then, if that's the sort of level of play we're seeing. Nice.
So Humperdink was Hunters in his last game against Met King, was he?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so this is his first
Dracula
into Dracula. Okay, good.
That's right. Yeah, in each game week, I think it's only the game week 3 and game week 5 where it's possible that a player has 2 of the same role.
Okay.
Yeah,
interestingly as well, the discarded items, he's got a good hand because he's dumped a lot of dross there. So he's got stakes are going to be on the hands there because they're all pretty much tooled up. So they're going to have good items.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's always a good sign. But I like that. I like the cautious. Again, he's thinking about his move. That's good because it's Christ, this could go until after midnight.
Yeah, it might do. It might well do. Yeah.
I'm off tomorrow.
But that's midnight my time though. You might be okay.
Yeah, but I need my sleep.
You see, that's what happens when you get old.
Yes, well, you'll get there too one day.
I'm already there, mate. I can't do all-nighters anymore. Oh, wow. That's bold. Actually, I've noticed that. A lot of people are using Dark Call this tournament. I kind of like it. They're bringing it back. I don't know if I like it as a move. I got big issues with Dark Call, but I like that people coming in and they're doing different things. And just trying to upset the apple cart a bit.
Yeah. And I guess if their opening hand is shit, then it's a case of you have got Dark Call there to get, you've now got 5 additional cards, which is, why wait to try and get your vampires or whatever? You could just pull it straight away.
Ooh.
Does Godalming check 50? All right, okay, yep, okay.
I think given the fact he Dark Call. Yeah, I think the fact he Dark Called made it highly unlikely he was in 6. That's only a play you make on the coast, but it was worth a trek anyway. And he can now rail or fast horse to Varna, so it's not like he needs to get to Varna today.
Stanton needs to be dealt with though. I mean, if that's a hoax, you don't really want that kicking in.
That's right, but then Mina's got 2 days to get there potentially.
Yeah.
If she rolls well, so there's the only problem with this. Is she gonna go to 53 then to rail in, or is she gonna go to... Oh, what? Oh. So is Godalming gonna go and deal with it then? Or maybe Gadami doesn't have a stake, so then Mina has a stake to deal with Varna, and then he's going to go, oh, but he has to roll well to get there. Ooh. That's a little bit risky. If he doesn't have the horse economy. Well, we'll see. As you said, maybe he had 4 good encounters, he's thrown them down, he's maybe realised, oh, if this thing does mature, I'm not going to have the layer, the layers being placed in order to get, Psycho out my hand. Let's just Dark Core to give me some options. It's just the fact you take damage for it. It just kind of sucks. I think if you could stay in place and not take damage to do it, because you're already having to sacrifice by not putting down an encounter. Or an alternative maybe is you do take the damage, but you can almost use it like an upgraded Desecrated Soil, where you can discard things if you want to. Hopefully that Dark Hole worked out for him. We got lots of good stuff from it.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? I mean, usually Drac gets at least 2 decent cards in his first hand, so it's you'd have to be unlucky to get 2 spies, 2 saboteur. You'd hope he's got something decent with that. And again, if he's drawn if he's drawn a fog in there and he's down at the coast, that's always a nice little one. If he can get down to Athens, that's a nice one to drop, and then that's him delayed there. So
It's just interesting. Where's he? Is this a hide in the same spot? Is this him moving from 55 to 3? Is this him moving from 46 to 55? Or maybe it's not. Maybe he's going to 28. He's in Bucharest, maybe. And he's moving to Klausenburg now, with the potential to maybe try to get to like Budapest and then wolf form.
Yeah. And because as they're going south, he's banking on them going to deal with these cards. And yeah, you're right. He could be in Klausenburg, get to 11. Seward's nowhere near yet. Van Helsing's still at the sea, so he's got Misdirect to use as well now. So even if he will forms, he can Misdirect where he was from. Mina's not going to do any psychic bonds anytime soon. So
no, that's absolutely right. Gadami did manage to get to Constanta, though didn't roll slow, so that works for Dracula. Oh, Seward's supplying again. Okay, so this really does leave this corridor between Vienna and Munich open. Oh, okay, well, that's not critical. She can... Well, it depends what Sophia is, to be fair. It could be... If it's something like a bats, that could be bad for him.
I mean, he could have... Yeah.
Oh,
that's right, yep. Good.
Depends on what it is.
Both of these could be delayed ones, and then Varna's going to mature. Unless they got a full wand. You could have a fog... Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I do like a bodyguards first. But it depends. If she's not going to search Sophia, well, Mina shouldn't search Sophia. Because it could delay her. If it's a bat, then he should have ambushed with it. But if it's something else, like a spy or whatever, then that's a different matter. Then, yeah, maybe save it, or maybe not. Just depends on what you think about how you're going to protect this vampire. Or for efficiency's sake, she might just search it anyway and just hope it's not a delay thing.
Okay, all right.
There goes, she searches it anyway. Oh well. Let's hope she has a weapon. Yeah. Okay, knife on Mina, that's good. That's a nice card to have. However, now he's bluffing. Oh, 2 crucifixes now in the discard pile.
Right, okay, so you can... So, do they risk... Yeah, you have to assume one of them's got a stake for the other, so they can jump in with that. Is that taken care of? I would have Gadami check 56, and then Mina can start working back up the coast just to ensure he's not trying to...
I guess it depends who has the stake. I think the fact that Gadami went to Constanta makes me think he doesn't have a stake, so I'd probably, if that is true, I'd move Gadami to 10 to check he hasn't gone to 10, move Mina to 56 to deal with that, and then the 2 of them together can then move out as a pair. If they know it's not 10, then it has to be 46 and 55, so they can easily get there. They can supply in Bucharest and Varna to get stocked up again, and then jump on 46-55. Well, Drac is still moving. So this could be in Athens, or this could be him now in Budapest, potentially. Yeah, the fact Seward didn't move, this corridor is looking very inviting. Okay. So that's something I've been seeing in some of the other games. Not layers haven't been utilised very much.
No.
So good to see Humperdink using them, just at least for the very least to cycle out bad cards.
I was wondering whether people are aware of it. Again, some of those that are new to the game, perhaps maybe they're not aware of the layer options that are there. So yeah, it could be that. Mind you, saying that the games that I've watched, they've been over within an hour, so they don't really have time to place layers. Because I had the Warcraft one that we watched, when he battered down in Lisbon, that was over in the hour. All right, okay. That'll get Van Helsing and Seward closer.
Yeah.
He has gone that way. Yeah, supply with Godalming, you might get a stake, then he can deal with Varna, and then Mina can...
Okay, fair enough. Well, he's dealing with it. Oh, well, okay, then, which probably makes sense then why Mina searched Sophia, because he knew that he was going to send Godalming there. And he could search it in the day then, potentially. And if he needs Mina's help, he can now move Mina in.
He's going to have to, yeah, so he's searched...
Oh, yeah, so there's no stake, so he's got fast forces plus 2 weapons. Ooh. Well, you never know if he gets... Or, well, 2 combat cards, I should say. He might be able to kill the vampire on his own. It's not impossible, but it can be difficult. Humperdink might be regretting now not putting that vampire first, because clearly Godalming had no ability to stop it. But then maybe if the stake was on somebody else, maybe Mina would have moved there. Oh. Nice. Good start for Godalming.
If he can get her out in the day, that saves a lot, because then he can supply.
Yeah,
and then that frees me up completely, so that'd be ideal, just to get rid of her.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be such a good get for them. Oh, risk. Oh. Maybe probably dodging to absorb a strength rather than a fangs.
But that doesn't give her the health back, so that helps.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I think you play dodge in that instance because you're scared of strength rather than the fangs, but Warcraft's in. I'll try to tell him it's a league game, but I think he knows. Obviously, for people watching, this is the same group that obviously Met King's in this group because Humperdink played him yesterday. This is the same group where you got Pizza Wizard and Pirate Joe. So if Humperdink does manage to get the win here, okay, so heals and then we'll take 2 damage back. If Humperdink does win, then he'll be tied with Pizza Wizard at the top of the league with 2 wins out of 2 games. Pizza Wizard obviously beating Aerol in his first game, and then beating Pirate Joe. We were both talking off camera, very impressed with Pizza Wizard, looks like in good form. Aerol lost to Pizza Wizard, but there's no shame in that. Pizza Wizard being the reigning US champion. Clearly a very, very strong competitor. Another plotting. Oh, there's the heavy roll.
Played.
Well, the fact you knew both fangs were gone, that was just a completely safe play. I don't mind the use of heavily hosed to kill a new vampire.
Oh, no.
I think that's perfectly worth it.
Token.
And that, yeah, absolutely.
It saves 6 points. It saves delaying another hunter.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty worth it.
You can always hold on to them for CG, but if you don't get CG, then you're just walking in with bottles of holy piss, aren't you?
So yeah, that's completely worth it. Really well played by Good arming there. Very good.
Excellent. That's that taken care of. So.
And he can resupply tomorrow very easily. And out of there's 2 items he'll get, he's bound to get a decent one, and then he can be on his way again. So yeah, Humperdink was right there to think, oh, there's probably a heavenly host, but just played the fight a little bit too early. But... Wait. Yeah, what he did. Oh, holy bullets. Oh well, that's not.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, I mean, it's a good discarded hand of what you don't need. So, putting the strong stuff, that's good.
I was saying that, but then in the game that we watched a little bit earlier on, which I wasn't recorded in our upload, 2 holy bullets came out. So holy bullets had their value, but yeah, obviously if he's just happy with the other stuff he's got, then yeah, just ditch them.
Yeah.
If you just get them on a hunter that doesn't have a gun, or maybe only has 1 gun, and you don't want him to lose something for the holy bullets, yeah, just ditch it.
That's always my thing with it. It's a case of, you've outside the sewage, you've got holy bullets, which are it's a passive addition, but then you've only got 1 weapon to go into it, and if that gets destroyed, you're then like, right, well, the bullets are now null and void. You're taking a risk to hope that it doesn't. I mean, if it comes off, great, you've got 5 damage, but if you don't, I'd rather have a knife and a rifle or something, that you can get something else with it. So
yeah,
I've seen it used effectively. So courses.
it has its place. It just it requires a little bit of working around. Mina checking Bucharest. I think that's the right decision there, because you could particularly check one of these coast cities, but if you get it wrong, you could be face planting into a Dracula with a hide, and he just doesn't want to take the risk of that happening, and I completely understand that. I've seen it before where hunters.
You're right.
I mean, we've watched matches together where you got a hunter in Sophia. They're like, oh, let's just check Valona, and they're like, oh shit, there's double vampire, and then there's Dracula sitting on top of it too. Especially if it's Mina, just trying to, she's just not going to survive against that situation. So, no, just taking.
So it means now at 10 she can. So they've ruled out 6. They've ruled out 10. She can now supply in a big city, so can Godalming, and she's still got her chartered carriage, so that's always there to get her back out. If it transpires he has gone north, she can get back to effectively Vienna, or even down to Venice, and in her go.
Yep.
It's I think from ruling out 10 and 6, he has gone certainly to 55, then perhaps up to 49 when they've moved eastward, and he could be up at he could be up in Munich now. He's decided whether to will form from there. It's maybe why Seward and Van Helsing have gone north, thinking, okay, he's going to go to 38. They can get to 38 on easier mill lines from the north of Germany down than trying to get there from Marseille if they haven't got the horses.
Maybe. I do like when Seward moves over to block Milan, for example. Oh, no wolf form, still moving.
Okay.
It's still a nice long trail though.
Yeah. So in that case, he could have then, he could have hidden 59 there. Then he's deciding, see where these guys move, because then from there he could wolf form if he wants to. Okay. No, that's a good play.
Yeah.
No errors so far, which is good. It's a couple of very competent players here. I like you can almost feel the strategy that's the thinking behind the strategy, what they're doing, and I like that. I like take your time to decide what to do and say, right, jump there. So they're making very efficient with their movements.
Yeah, definitely.
Their actions.
Yeah. It was the same in the one last night. I probably made a couple of comments to say, they were playing their turns a little bit more slowly, but especially because they're not as comfortable with the game as you and I would be. Also, they want to do well. It's a tournament. They want to, they don't want to just fall flat on their faces. But it wasn't at a pace that was irritatingly slow. There was clearly if you watch the video, it's a very tense tactical game. There was clearly not a lot of room for error. So I completely understood why they would take their time. And if I was streaming with Strider, it didn't really matter. Nobody in the chat was saying anything. So. Oh, so he has got horses. Okay, maybe he got it in that last supply at Brussels, potentially. That's a nice move.
Van Helsing's got a 3-2. He could get to Munich from here. To Munich. So that could be a nice... Okay, he's checking the top end. Checking Prague. Yep, okay. Okay.
I'm going to have to quickly go for like 1 second, but you can keep everybody warm for me.
Oh, yeah, don't you worry, I'll fluff. Salonika, okay. So he could have drawn them in. He could have gotten to 55 in Athens and then head, which would be a good one. Force them down to the coast. Again, he could double vamp, maybe put down a delayed. And he can get to an ocean, if he wanted to try that. If he's gone north, he's going to have to wolf form this time because Van Helsing and Seward are a bit too close for comfort, and you've got one with fast horses, so... No allies drawn yet, which is unusual. You usually get something out, so if he is going to go to sea, you probably want to do it now and take advantage of Rufus not being there. He's got the one layer set up, so that's fine. Has got his misdirect. Okay, yep, so that's fine. Yep, okay, so that's fine. So establishes in 3. Whether he's put a hide on Valona and then move to Athens to try and block them again. He can put Sofia back into a lair, which I would suggest, and then if he's got a movement, he can put a hunter back into 50 and hit them with something else. Yep, that's fine. Of course, he did the Dark Call, so he's going to have some decent cards in his hand where throwing them into a lair could do them some damage. Good horse economy, evidently. All the guys are rolling what they need to, which is good. Okay, so he's done the hide in Valona to protect Athens, potentially. He knows Godalming didn't have a stake when it fought the new vampire in Varna. He may have picked one up, but does he want to risk it? Let him hunt at night, or does he want to attack and try and do a double? He's on 9 health. If he's got double vamps, you could risk it.
I'm back.
New vigor's been done as well, which is handy, so that's not a problem. Oh, he has got the 1 vamp. Okay, so he's holding off the hide. The problem with that is that he's ambushed, so if Godalming kills the Drac, the Reckless Vampire, hasn't been activated either, so...
So I've got a little problem. I've come back, but because my screen was stuck on... Oh my good god. I got stuck on Godalming healing. You were just chatting about stuff, and the poor viewers don't know what you're talking about because they didn't see anything. So what's happened? Godalming's bumbled into 2 vampires.
Well, that's perfect because I've been, with my articulation, it's been like a kind of audio book for them. So, I've painted a fantastic picture. Yeah, Godalming jumped onto Varna, to Valona. There was a hide and Valona. So Jack is left from sea from Athens.
Oh, okay, right. So I'm in the combat. I'm a little bit behind. I'll let you know when I'm caught up to live. Hopefully, I'm in the combat with the hide Reckless Vampire. That's the only problem, because it got stuck on Godalming's fucking, oh, I've healed up to 9 health one, and I didn't click OK. The game just kept proceeding. I wish in spectator mode you didn't have to click OK for that sort of stuff, or whatever. Oh, mad.
So if you're watching Godalming face the Reckless, that's the actual live vampire. The hide card hasn't been activated.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was the hide one. Okay, I must have misread the trail. Okay. So sorry.
So I was checking because if he beats the Reckless here, then effectively if the hide hasn't been activated, so you'll get there. So I was saying to the listeners whether garlic. What kind of card got garlic?
Yeah, terrible card.
What does that do? God.
Does it hurt him?
Do I get points for that? What an absolute. So yeah, it was I was saying he's either gone Verlona and then he's put a hide on Athens to protect it, or he's put them here. He's also converted Sophia into a lair, as you'd expect. Because he's got his Dark Call, he could have some decent cards there, and if he was able, if the hide card is a bats or something, potentially he could throw Godalming back into Sophia. Just depends what he's. He knew that he didn't have a stake at Varna when he defeated the new vampire, but he has supplied since then, so he may have picked one up.
Yeah, that's very possible. He's playing very defensively against this vampire, though. He's got garlic and he's just dodging a garlic over and over and over and over.
That's it. That's it. That's the beauty of the garlic card, Strider. If you're listening, you could basically just. There's nothing they can do.
No, he's clawing though through the garlic. Okay, so at least he does 2 damage, but it's not really good for the vampire. Yeah, the vampire's taking the damage, and that's not really what you want. For the Dracula player, obviously, as hunter players, that's great. The hunter health is more expendable than the vampire.
The thing is, when you realise that they are doing the garlic dodge, then ideally you want to play plotting, because then at least that way you'll get the damage when they do dodge or punch, or you've got 3 cards effectively that you could cancel with the plotting.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously that does nothing against the.
Yeah, that's the only problem. He's just trying to fang. He's just constantly dodging. He's just not. Yeah. You just throw a plotting out. That's okay. Maybe he didn't have it.
This is it. So see if the hide should kick, and if he's
There's another one.
This is good. Okay, this is nice, and it's a nice 6. That's a good one. Yeah, you've got the 6 health one now. You know what Godalming's got? He's got similar health to him. So if you play this right,
so it's kind of that's very interesting. I mean, do you want the higher health vampire for the hide card, or the one that's going to mature? Because if you put the reckless in the hide, then if it dies, it's not the end of the world. You still got a higher health one there, but then the reckless you can only fight it one at a time, whereas if the new vampire was on the real, the main location, Huns could gang up on it to kill it. I'm not quite sure what the correct answer is.
Yeah, I think I would tend to put new vampire on the hide, the reckless, as especially if you've, because obviously with the reckless, I suppose it works either ways. You're going to get points if you manage to fang them, unless of course you've got garlic. But this works out well now, because if for example she was able to get Godalming down to 2 health or something, like, oh right, okay, well there you go, down to 5 health. That's a good result. But if he's got a stake, he's going to stake the reckless. He still has to face new vampire at night.
Yeah, he's got time though, so it's not like.
Yeah, he's got time in there.
But I don't think he has a stake, because if he has garlic and horses, he must have another combat. I didn't look at the combat screen, but I think he has.
He's got 2 combat.
Yes, he does. He doesn't have a stake then. So then Mina's gonna have to commit into this.
Or does she let Salonica mature then?
That's a good point. But it's only the reckless. The reckless has 2 health. Maybe Godalming might be able to deal with it on his own.
Then at night time, even if you would sacrifice the reckless if the new vampire kills Godalming, because he's got a hand of events.
Yeah, I would never suggest doing it at night. He's got time to deal with Verlona. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good for him then. If he's gone to sea, that's perfect timing for a heavenly host. For the Discord Sword, unless he has a heavenly host, yeah.
Unless she's got a heavenly, yeah.
But probably not.
There was one used by Godalming, yeah.
That's right, yeah. So he probably doesn't have it, unless he got another one. Oh, he actually has one.
He's got one there. Okay.
Wow, that's quite a big coup for the hunters. Yeah.
Difference is, but if neither of those two have got stakes, they can't supply anywhere to get it.
No,
The small cities.
that's the problem with these. Is that why he's moving Seward down? Is he got a stake to deal with this?
Possibly, yeah.
Dracula would be fuming after that. That's like 3 health. That would have sort of cancelled out his Dark Claw plus half of his sea movement.
I was saying that though, yeah, because no ally cards have been drawn, so you may as well take advantage of the sea before Rufus comes out at some point. So it's going to be the minimal. Is that hypnosis? Right, okay, so she's got, okay, so that kind of negates when he lands. That's going to be dealt with pretty efficiently.
But maybe it doesn't matter, because if Seward commits down to Valona here, you've got 3 hunters so far east. He could just go to Rinny and then wolf on to Marseille, and what are the hunters going to be able to do about it? It's only Van Helsing on his own.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's like, all right, you can hypnosis all you want. Like, you know where I am, but you can't catch me. He can leave a trail. He can get into Spain, potentially feed, and then leave again. And he might be able to do it. Because if he's going from Tyrrhenian to do it, he can go in from Spain in either direction, to Mediterranean or South Atlantic, up north or go east again. But then the Huns will have
because he knows Van Helsing doesn't have fast horses. As long as he fast horses to, off kind of away from a main track, if you like, he can stay out of Van Helsing's reach if he tries to rail down from where he is in Prague.
He might get the chartered carriage back. Oh, now this is going to be interesting. Where's Seward going to move to? This will really dictate what Dracula does here. Right.
He'll try and take on...
Right, he's going to commit to kill this vampire. Is that worth it? Stop 3 points, but you're giving up so much of the map.
I guess now Mina can start working her way back up. She's got charter carriage. She can get up to 11 if she's still got it.
Yeah,
her and Van Helsing can start moving over. Because then if she's with Van Helsing, she can still use hypnosis when he lands.
Interesting. I don't know if would I ambush with these vampires? Oh, maybe just save it. Make them into a night fight, or make them wait until tomorrow.
I think you'd have to assume Seward's got a stake, though, wouldn't you? Neither of those two, so you'd have to assume he's come down there with a stake.
Well, that's true, especially he's got...
Then they just stake the reckless, and then you just dodge the hide.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got nothing out of it.
So you may as well just try to get some damage in, but the Seward, he just heals so quickly. I did think about that I think the fact that Seward is able to heal himself too, and then anybody else on the space too is maybe a bit too strong. Maybe the ability, I'm not saying change the ability, but maybe to make it a little bit more balanced. Make it that Seward still only heals 1, but if he chooses, he can gift that 1 heal to a different hunter. Maybe that might be a little bit more, fair. Let's put it that way. Because there are times where Seward's full health, he's with a low health hunter, and the low health hunter can just heal too, and Seward can just do his normal actions. Make it that Seward can heal the other hunter, but then he has to give up his action to do so. Oh, that's a bit risky, the fact he knew he had garlic, but, fair enough. Vampire might die here if there's a Heavenly Host, but I don't think he's going to use Heavenly Host on the hide card. Highly unlikely.
Oh, no.
He's obviously committed to kill it anyway. Oh, double pistol. Oh, I thought it was going to be Holy Bullets. That was a
teasing us
with the third Holy Bullets, but clearly not. Yeah, so this vampire's going to die. There's nothing he can do about it. Well, actually, no. Hang on. Kadami has garlic, so he can't do damage to it if he can target Seward. But then if Kadami punches, it's down to 1 health, then he'll die next round. Yeah, this vampire's dying, no matter what, I think. Unless literally Seward has nothing else, so they've both got double garlic or something.
Round, you can do that. It's only... Who's you fine? You could do a double punch.
Oh, I don't know about this one. Well, at least this way he's doing damage to Godami, but probably just Godami's just going to heal it so quickly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe he had nothing better.
He's dead, so.
If he had strength, I would have strength Seward in case he had another weapon. But maybe he didn't have strength. And we'll never know. We won't know what Seward has. Okay, didn't ambush with the other one. I think that's decent. Ah, kind of good though, because Godami delayed himself to do that, so it means he can't heal tonight.
That's a good. Yeah, I think Mina should start. I mean, I guess if she checks. See, if this is fog, she could be out of the game for 2 days. Could land. She can't use hypnosis, and he could be away by then.
Yeah, agreed.
And moved her up, try to get her up to Van Helsing. There's nothing else in Austria to deal with. Those two guys could have dealt with Athens. There's plenty of time.
Yeah, she could have. If she'd gone up
He knows,
to 49,
he knows she's got a heavily host.
So. Yeah, she could be in. Oh, there's the stake, but we kind of expected that.
Yeah, fine.
But then, yeah, if she got to 49 today, if she kept rolling well, she'll be in Marseille in 2 days. That's potentially where Dracula's going to wolf form to from Tyrrhenian. Well, we're making the assumption he's in Tyrrhenian. I mean, he could be in Adriatic or Black Sea, but it's just 95% of the time it's going to be Tyrrhenian.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't risk Black Sea when you know that Mina's got hypnosis and 3 hunters are in the region.
Yeah,
that'd be too risky to do that. I was thinking about it because you've got the layers there, but you'd only do that if the hunters have ship and headed west again. It's too risky. So I would gamble you either Adriatic or Tyrrhenian now.
Or if they're just extremely low and you want to try and bait them into a fight, but it's not going to work with Seward there. Godalming, Godalming's low health, but he's going to get back up to fairly healthy, Oh, he didn't wolf form. Interesting. So that probably screams Cagliari then. Could have potentially been sneaking down a Bari move here.
He's trying Bari, and then he's trying to bait Van Helsing down, and then he can wolf form past him.
Yeah, wolf form from, say, Florence to Munich. The problem is Seward and Godalming are going to be coming up by fast horses. He might literally
still there.
Yeah, he might literally just stay on Cagliari, feed, then leave again.
Yeah, because he could land there, and he's landed now. Unfortunately Hyde won't be off, so that's all he can do. It's because if you are at Bari, these guys, if they've got excellent weather, they could jump on you. And then you've got Van Helsing coming from the north. So it's still tooled up. He's only used a stake, and he's got 4 events. Okay, they're leaving Athens to Mina. Looks like it. Okay. Now, of course, the other bait you could do is he could be in Bari. He could go on Ionian Tyrrhenian. He could be in 40, go to Bari. If they all jump up and then go to the Adriatic and go back to Baltica.
Although you're absolutely right, the fog in Athens.
Yeah. So she's out of the game.
Yep. Unless
hypnosis doesn't matter.
No, unless he keeps Godalming down there.
Unless he keeps him there, yeah. He's tooled up. He's got his Still got Sophia Constanta's layers as well.
And if he layers Valona, it means then Mina can't move on to it to... Well, she can move on to it to use Hypnosis with Godalming, in a couple of days' time, once the fog is gone. Then they'll probably take damage from it, or it could be something even worse.
Godalming can even move up to Sarajevo, and she can fast horse up to join him there.
Yeah, but imagine if she rolled slow, though.
Yeah, just risk. Yeah, well, you risk that, don't you? You risk it, get past it, or you get hit, I suppose. Yeah, it makes a point.
I mean, most likely it's in Cagliari. But yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool if he is doing like Southern Italy play.
Yeah. ideal. You want Van Helsing to take one shot to the sea and to get to Cagliari. Although, I think you're right. I think Cagliari is safe for where he is. There's no risk. There's no reason to risk anything just now. If he is trying to do 40 and 5, and Gaddafi looks like he's staying there waiting for Mina, you can't get back there, and you could try and wolf form past them. Then they'll just do hypnosis, and all of a sudden, you're 1 on 2. You've taken 2 more health, damage. So, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I like Cagliari, but the problem is it gives the hunters time to regroup. And oh, you're on Cagliari.
Yeah.
I just maybe be a little bit bolder and just wolf form to Marseille and like force the hunters to think like, are you going to jump onto me with just Van Helsing? Maybe he could have a heroic leap. You know what I mean? We don't know, but it asks a little bit more questions of the hunters, I think.
Yeah.
Because what could happen here is he's in Cagliari, he feeds, he then leaves to Mediterranean, and yeah, he could do cool stuff like wolf form from Mediterranean. Then Van Helsing and Sud can chase Dracula, and it could be, Cagliari's going to take time to mature. Mina could just follow her way round and deal with Cagliari.
He's moving.
Okay.
That makes, if he has done Barry, that opens that up now.
Yeah.
Also not bothered about hypnosis with Mina. They're thinking she's doing what you're doing.
Because the good thing with this move is if he does go Cagliari Mediterranean wolf form, that would be the same as him going. Oh no, he couldn't have gone to Bari. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, he would know he'd be in Bari. He'd have to move another city space. Yeah. If only hide was available, because you could hide on Cagliari and make it.
I know.
Or he could be in southern Italy, but it looks like a hide in Cagliari. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just worried that by the time he wolf forms from Mediterranean,
the hunters will be surrounding him.
Yeah. Whereas if he'd done it earlier, it really forces the hunters to like think. I don't even have time to trade and stuff.
This will be Van Helsing taking the chartered carriage back off Mina. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he needs that. He hasn't got fast horses, so he can get down to 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get over to Bordeaux. Yep. Or if he gets to Marseille, straight into Saragossa.
Yeah. Or even further.
It's a problem. I don't like that. When you go to Spain from Med, you've only got one ocean out. You can't go back where you came. Spain is just, it's just the boot end. You can only get out by sea if you've already wolfed in.
Yeah.
And the hunters can be on you far too quick and just bottleneck it. And it's.
Yeah. If you have enough time, Spain is very cool because you can lay down enough encounters, and by the time you leave to the sea, Mediterranean might fall off the trail, and then you can go North Atlantic or Mediterranean, and they don't know. But in this case, because he has hypnosis, I kind of would have liked it as Dracula that you see the hypnosis and go, right, I'm going to do a play now to force you to use hypnosis, which is potentially a wolf form from Tyrrhenian. It's not great because it's only Marseille. And there you go, he's off to sea. And then you go, you've used hypnosis now. I'm going to go to Spain and do stuff, and then I'll go in a way that you don't know which way I'm going. Then you're stuck with no hypnosis, and then you have to then dig for money trail. It just puts the pressure on a bit. But maybe it might not have worked because he would have checked Marseille anyway. But
you're right. If Hyde had been available, that would have been a different scenario. Because as soon as you do that, you know where he's been. So it rules out having to worry about money trail, hypnosis. If he had gone Black Sea, it would be ideal for him, because if he didn't reveal the sea, he could have gone back there. Mina's not going to do anything with. Oh, here we go. So he's going to deal with that. Mina couldn't use hypnosis, so you could effectively go back to Baltica and just keep pulling up there. But as is,
Well, Southern Italy is also a good play if you can disguise it as Cagliari, because obviously if there's a psychic scan or a hypnosis, well, it's all Italia, so you're not gaining anything by it. So the hunters are not really much closer to finding you. Obviously, they'd eventually realise that you're not there because you're in. They go to Cagliari and they find it empty, but then by then they might have committed too far west, and by the time they go east again, well, you've gone. You could have even been sneaking in wolf form to 49, then backtrack, and maybe Ionian might fall off the trail in time, and then off you go again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was a game with Spencer a while back, was it, in the tournament? He just effectively won just by going round Italy, jumping on back on his layers and doubling up his layers and going back round again, and that was the difference. It was, so you can do it. You can just, especially if the hunters haven't got CG,
Yep.
which is the main threat, and you can just, because obviously you got Florence in Italy, which is your bottleneck. Okay, so that's okay.
Good to deal with the hooks, but obviously that's a stake being used. There are 3 stakes now in the discard pile. This kind of screams go time for Dracula. Throw down lots of vampires, but the problem is he's used two new vampires already. He's only going to have 2 reckless left. Obviously, he's aristocratics, but
did he? Well, he got his desecrated soil after the. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the new vampire was killed in Varna, so yeah, that won't be available in the pile.
no. So yeah, there's only 1 stake left, but he's only got at best. He's got his 2 reckless vampires still to draw. Whether or not he has them is a different matter, and also all the aristocratics. But you want to try and throw down. You want to try and throw down lots of fighting vampires when you see stakes, but that's just.
I guess. Yeah, I get without stakes and you put aristocratics down, let them search at night. They're going to get delayed, which then could potentially help get away where he needs to.
Yep. No, absolutely. No, I agree. Okay, there's a Wolf of the Mediterranean. Not a huge surprise, but as you said, look at the situation now. You got Godalming in a good position, blocking a Wolf Form location. Seward's in a good position. Yeah, Spain's a bit open, but we've just talked about it. It's a bottleneck. They could get in there much quicker than they would expect. And then that would cause a lot of problems. And you don't want a situation where, as Dracula, where you're having to leave from Spain and the hunters know you're going north.
Yeah, that's it. It's such a narrow between Spain into France that you can block that off. Wolf Form's been used, so you can. The other option is, of course, he wolf forms and maybe goes to Genoa. It's risky, but you know what? Fuck it. Sometimes these games you want to do that because if they assume, as we are, right? Okay, you must have gone into the Med. All you got to do is Godalming to get, as long as he fast horses past Genoa. Seward will typically, he's not going to go back and check. You would imagine Van Helsing is going to keep going west, and then effectively you could just go back down to Italy, on the Adriatic, go back that way.
It's
a risk, but the pay and reward. There you go. So he's checking, thinking, right, has he wolf formed to 60? That's a good move.
Yeah,
that's the usual. He's checking. Yeah, okay, yep.
So obviously, if he is in Spain, this is great for him.
He's in Spain. That's helping him. Yes, absolutely. If he's in Spain, this is giving him a lot of options here.
Yeah. Then arguably, if he's in Genoa, it's also good for him. Because he can get to Florence today. They're not going to be able to hypnosis until tomorrow at the earliest. And because Meenum goes last, so that's not going to cause any issues with then suddenly CG's being played or whatever. And then he could be in Rome by the time the hunters get to move. Goes to Bari, and then he can probably just hop out of Italy before they catch him again. And I say, they're committing over.
Ideal. That option. You do if he's in Genoa. The other option, you do 57. Mina jumps to Godalming to do the hypnosis. It says he's in Italy. Then you move to Munich.
Yeah.
After they assume head south because that's where so they'll check 25.
Yep.
Oh right, you could misdirect Florence, for example, if that's if you went Florence or whatever you want to do, whichever iteration. But there's ways to sometimes you can sneak around the hunters being as close to them as they wouldn't expect because most of them don't expect you to be on their shoulder. The risk is if they find you, you're fucked because it's going to be typically a 2 or a 3 on 1.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's games that we've all played where the hunters have gone past you and you're like, oh, okay, that risk paid off. The reward was worth that. But other times, it's like they found me in the front. They found me with Godalming. Right. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's a tournament. Sometimes you got to.
All depends on how also hunter mentality. If I was in the situation, I saw Dracula doing something as you're suggesting. If I left Munich open, then suddenly he kept moving, and I scanned and found him in Italy. I instinctively then might think, maybe he has tricked me and left Munich. I'm going to go check Munich. But there are other players who might suddenly be like, they don't psychic scan or whatever, but they're suddenly like, oh crap, I left Spain open. I need to get over to Spain, so I don't want him laying down a week of works of encounters and then leaving again. And then they neglect to look at Italy. Or, as I said, they might psychic scan to look at Italy, and then I said they just dive straight into the south because they expect Dracula to be escaping, and then he doesn't even have to go east. He could go up to Nuremberg instead, and they all dive east and then try and catch him later. He's like, no, I'm in Nuremberg. Oh, I'm in Leipzig. Oh, I'm in Hamburg. Right, I'm off to the UK. Bye. It's the third week. You know what I mean? There's still quite a long way to win for Dracula because he hasn't got any points yet.
Yes.
But you're at the point now where a big hunter mistake in terms of missing him could set them back so many days that it doesn't really matter. He's got good movement. His economy seems very well set up. So, yeah, movement's not going to be an issue just as long as he uses the movement, well. He stocked up quite a lot of events as well. Obviously, the Region Vigor was the big one. We saw excellent weather. That also might make a UK play a little bit more viable. They can't chase as well. But then there's the risk of CG.
Yeah. The cards that aren't, because they're not flagging up when the hunt is beginning, so it makes you think they've got things like your planned ambush, forewarned, speed, things that you can't use before, which is a good sign for Drac if you don't get into a fight. But then you've got to assume they've got that. So, and again, the other thing is, like you said there, but I've done it. We've all done it where, in your own mind, you're adamant that he is in Spain. So every other logic goes out the window. For your point of view, because you've done that. You kind of go, I thought you were in Spain. How the heck? Because your mind just sees one area, and therefore you would think, right, there's no point in me going to go down into Psychic Bond, just get my guys into Spain before he goes back to sea. And they just keep moving down, and that's the option. So as you say, it depends on how focused the hunters are.
I did think he could even be extra sneaky and go to Milan, because hunters just came from Milan. He would never be there. The thing I want to point out too is the hunters have played well here. They've dealt with all the encounters, no issues. But they're a little bit undersupplied here. They haven't got through the item deck, and there are only 25 events into the event deck. 15 of which are in the discard pile. So the hunters are only holding 10 out of 13 events. So the odds of them and he's got a hypnosis. What are the chances that? And he had a Region Vigor. What are the chances he's got CG as well? I think maybe as a Dracula player, you may have to take the risk a little bit.
Okay.
I mean,
all right, okay then.
It's a good move because it rules out Genoa, but he can't hypnosis now. So. Maybe he doesn't want a hypnosis. Maybe just he's assuming he's in Spain, so he's not going to risk. He's not going to spend a hypnosis for Spain. Use hypnosis after Spain, maybe.
And as you say, Milan is still open, so he could have gone. He could have gone there, then 57, because they checked 24, they checked 60, they've checked Genoa.
Godalming was blocking Milan when he wolf formed. If I was thinking on the side, if he'd done a wolf form to Genoa and then to Milan, but the fact he's gone.
Oh, that's right. He went up to 60, didn't he? That's right. Yes.
But the fact Midas checked Genoa, then that's not going to happen now. I just like how he just spent all that time hypothesizing about, here he's going to do sneaky stuff going into Italy, and then Humperdink's just like, nah, you fucking idiots. I'm playing standard stuff. I'm going to Spain.
Well, that's a good thing. It's the workings of how different players' minds work, and perhaps these are all valid strategies you could do. That it's not just that's the only way to do it. If you keep following the same format, then the hunters can do it. So sometimes you do have to mix it up, and again, some players will think differently to others. In fact, most players will think differently to others how they would approach this.
That's just typical, right? The one time you don't check all these places in Italy, you're diving into Spain, and Dracula's just laughing, going Zurich, Nuremberg, wherever. There's also other things too, we're saying Spain, but it could have been to 54, it could have been Toulouse. The hunters jump over Toulouse to get into Spain, and he's meanwhile going Toulouse, Bordeaux, Nantes. And he's sitting in Nantes now, maybe. Probably unlikely, but it's not inconceivable. And you have it before with horses where you jump over the actual location, or you roll slow and you actually find the location. Oh, well, there you go, he checked it, just to rule it out.
Yeah. I quite like that. I think at this stage, because if he was in, he'd be screwed now, because he's got the hunters are pretty close on him. Although it would open up the North Atlantic, but I think he's done the right thing. He's wolf formed into Spain. Whether he's got hide back now, of course. So whether he's wolf formed into Madrid, he could now be down Cadiz, which would probably be useful. Then into Lisbon, or even hide in Cadiz, or whatever it is. He's laid 3 items down, and then he's got the South Atlantic open. He did feed, yep. So he's got his health back to some degree.
Again, he could have played risky, gone Madrid, Santander, and now he's gone down to Lisbon, or he's up in Bordeaux. We don't know he's not in Bordeaux. Or he went to Lisbon and now he's in Cadiz, and now he's thinking, do I take the risk and hide in Cadiz, or do I stay put or leave to sea? The problem is, if he goes to South Atlantic now, Mediterranean's clearly on the trail.
That's the problem, yeah. He needs to try and hang fire. Well, he's not going to manage that. The hunters coming on top of him, so.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Oh, what do you feed them? Oh, right, okay, he's clearly, he's questioning.
His economy, I think there's only been twice that it's failed, but his economy has been on point all this game for the horses.
Yeah.
It really has.
Very, very good. Steroids. Yeah, but then the problem is, like, we've seen it 1,000 times before. The trap of overstaying in Spain, and then suddenly every hunter jumps onto you, and you're like, oh, well, I'm dead now. It's that balance, right?
Yeah,
it's such a delicate line that he's treading. We saw it in the Warcraft Andra game, right? Andra overstays 1 day, and you're thinking, oh, well, but even then, like, he didn't know where he was, but he just went into Lisbon, found him, and then boom, dead Dracula. And it can just happen. I mean, there's seemingly no renewed vigor, so that's an advantage, but still, maybe it's not as scary. If he thinks there's no renewed vigor, it's only
that's it. I mean, if he's in Cadiz and he hides, yeah, there's only Sue that can get to him this round. And unless he does a heroic leap or does something tragic, the other 3 can't. The other 3 couldn't get to him because it's not on the rail line, so Van Helsing's out of the game. Godalming and Mina can't get there unless they've got a sense of emergency on one of them. But you could effectively risk it and say, right, okay, you could have, damaged something, another, a mob and a bodyguard would be a good one for Seward because he carries 4 items. And effectively you could do some damage on Seward, then go to sea. Who knows?
The problem is Seward's he just heals too fast. That's the problem.
No.
It's kind of obnoxious. And the thing is, like, even if he isn't hiding in Cadiz, feeds on the trail. What he really wants to try and do is play down encounters, then play feed, then go to sea, and then Mediterranean's available. But I don't think he's not going to be given the time to do that. The hunters are just going to harry him out of Spain. But they've got a rumour token to deal with, and they've only got 1 stake. I don't know if that stake is in their hand, or if it's stuck in the item pile still, but that could be a problem. It's a reckless, so they can't gang up on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to throw a rumour down as well to maybe bait them.
Oh, even just a bait, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Get them into Spain. As you say, he could have wolfed to Madrid, 47 Bordeaux, hoping they're just going to jump into Spain now, and then up.
Yeah,
get up to Le Havre, and then the English Channel, then...
There's no psychic scan, by the way.
No.
So he could be moving to Nantes now. And the hunters don't know it. Okay, so whatever he's doing, he's still moving, so there's no sea move. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Then...
The thing is, if he did leave by North Atlantic, he could move 2 more sea spaces, and Mediterranean would be off. He'd be able to go to Mediterranean, but 3 sea spaces from North Atlantic is not really what you want. Okay, I hope they don't.
Yeah, this is good. I would do hypnosis. Oh.
Wow. Okay, this could be gnarly. This could be GG if they get this right. That's Van Helsing Chartered Carriage. Oh, if he gets this, this could be a dead Dracula.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's going to get to. I would imagine he's going to check Lisbon.
Yeah, has to.
Furthest away. And
wow.
So, Seward can get there, depending what is here.
all of them could get there because of fast horse and then move.
Oh
But
yes, if they get the right, which they have, this could be the time where
oh man, but if
tickets fail them.
I was gonna say if it's double vampire, but it's not. Oh, well played. No. Oh, well played, Dracula.
Good.
And and that's them now. Burn a renewed vigor and a speedy telegraph. So that makes hypnosis weaker. Oh, wow. Shame he can't feed now. He would love to feed.
Well, that's yes, that's the thing, isn't it?
And he can't play fog somewhere else because he's already played the fog. Ah man, so he's gonna have to go to sea now, unfortunately. Unless he dark calls. Oh, he wolf formed into Alicante. That's fascinating.
That's what
yeah, Pizza Wizard did. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you always check Madrid, right? You never check Alicante. That's really interesting.
Although it was quite interesting with Van Helsing checking Barcelona though, because again that would have been a wolf form one hit. But again, is good because I assume you'll assume you check two locate. I mean, we were talking about going, okay, which two could you have gone from? The only thing with Alicante, like we said about the pizzas, was if they had consecrated ground, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have enough heavily host, they can still get hunters where you have to move onto a space with a hunter, and the other two can get this. So it's going to be a 2 or 3v1 regardless.
Yep. There's a trade. Yeah, I was wondering that. There was a trade between Godalming and Mina. Now, normally you wouldn't take a knife off Mina, but I wonder there's some shenanigans going on there. There's a garlic knife trade, and that's what it looks like. So that's gnarly for that vampire.
It's interesting with the Reckless using that though, because he knew he had garlic, or he had to expect he had garlic. Yeah. So, would you fang straight away?
I know it sounds weird, but I wouldn't have ambushed. I know he wants to get the points, but I think baiting Godalming into a night fight is just better, or making him wait until the next day.
Yeah, and you're playing the averages that he's not the one with the stake, so.
Oh, punch.
You'd rather fight him at night.
Oh, okay. It was risky because that could have been a punch. If I was with Godalming, I might have just gone for it. It's very easy for me to say, sitting here backseat driver. Ooh, yeah, he doesn't want this vampire to die. This is his this is the thing that's going to keep them in Spain. He doesn't want this vampire to die very easily. Strength. Yeah.
Strength is the best. That's
yeah, good. Yeah, that's all we can do. But this vampire's stuck on 1 health. It's just too easy to die.
If he's got another strength and a mist, then it's job done.
Yeah, but
just play that regardless. Just play your strength and then mist out on 5.
Yeah, or mist now, if he wants to. Oh. Yep, you can just do it now.
Yeah, as you say, you want to hold him off until they at least get the night fight, and then changes things around then.
Yeah, or force another hunter to move in. But it's just like the fact he's on 1 health now. It's just too easy to. You don't get good combat cards. It just dies round 1. You just want to try and keep it alive. It's all about combat objectives. I mean, the fangs was worth it, but there you go. But the fact, yes, you said you knew there was a garlic kicking about, and you knew there was a knife kicking about. There's a trade.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw the trade, I thought maybe it was going to be a garlic knife on Mina, because you don't want her to die to fangs, but to sort of trick Dracula, that's quite a good move. But still, Hands of Burn, 2 renewed vigors, and they haven't got Dracula. There's also an argument, maybe, do you just... Van Helsing had to ditch a... He had to ditch a weapon. Do you just fight Van Helsing? Do you try to kill him?
So he ditched a rifle.
Yeah.
And what? He's sitting on items.
He only has 1 event. Now, it could be a heroic leap. But is there an argument that you just try and... if you haven't damaged Van Helsing, that's...
I mean, heroic leap, because the way that Van Helsing went first with Speedy Telegraph, jumped into Lisbon boldly, then checked Death. You think that, okay, even with that, he's probably thinking, well, I've got, if he's got the health, he could knock him off before he goes back to sea. He just still, then when he's at sea, he can't feed him. Feed is still on the board. That'll, you would take 5 damage.
Wait,
Van Helsing's still got 3.
Why is he moving them all to Alicante? Oh, maybe he's going to move. Maybe he's going to move her to Granada. Maybe. Oh no, she's fighting the vampire. Interesting. Why do you use Seward over there? So she now has
Garlic.
the garlic
Imagine.
and surely Godalming has Heavenly Host.
Yeah, you could have the other one. That's right. Yeah, she could have the garlic and the heavenly. Well, yeah.
Because she had Heavenly Host, didn't she? In Salonika. So she gave knife Heavenly Host to Godalming, and now she's got garlic and what was the other thing? A rifle or a pistol?
Pistol. Yeah.
Ooh. Right. Okay, so that confirms it then. Yeah, I think. Yeah, she can't be running around with no conventional weapon. She must have pistol. So Godalming is one with the Heavenly Host. Hmm. Yeah, I don't normally take knife off Mina, but maybe it's just too predictable to have knife on Mina, especially that she had to reveal it at one point.
And I guess the garlic and the the dodge combo, like we said, she could get through it without doing any damage to him, or rather any damage to herself. But she could always perhaps get him to waste his cards, and then she can jump on it.
Plotting. Oh.
Yeah, you got yeah. Did she punch?
Oh, she didn't.
Oh.
Because that's the thing. That's the game, right? You think, oh, I've been dodging all this time. I'll now play punch because you'll never expect me to play punch. But then Dracula might then double bluff and play fangs. So
because he knew that she'd played her garlic, so you would think, yeah, I'll play fangs because you never know. But
yeah, so he kind of
that helps him.
He needs to bait out her garlic and then play fangs. Because obviously against the pistol, the fangs will work. If it's against anything else, it's just the garlic. So he has to bait out her garlic.
Yeah. He hasn't used strength. So I would have, if I was him, I would have taken probably a strength.
Yeah, I agree. Or if he had the strength already. Oh wow, he went for it. No, she's playing garlic. Oh, he got it wrong.
Wow.
Oh, that was incredibly risky. If I'm going to be fair enough, it worked out, and is now up to 2 health because of the mesmerize. So he's not down to 1 now. Yeah. Oh, that is very interesting. I would not have played fangs like that.
No, that's interesting because he didn't ambush Mina. He's not going to get his point for fagging her either.
Yeah, that's right.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, she searched it with her renewed vigor action, didn't she? But the vampires gained a health out of this, and his plotting is still available. So now he could do a strength. No, garlic, surely. Yeah.
Probably garlic.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it had a strength. Maybe didn't pick it up. Maybe just picked up 2 fangs.
Yeah, there was obviously not an escapist mist available either because he could have just played that. He knew he'd get away with.
Or bats. Right, escape his bat would have worked.
Yeah, drew that as well.
And you try and keep them there as long as possible. Combat? No combat. Oh, he maybe could have gone for it, As I said,
I don't know, mate. I don't know if he's got, Sod's Law. If he's got heroic leap,
yeah,
you're struggling, aren't you? Because even if you go to C, that's another 2 damage.
Maybe down to 3 health then. Yeah.
Yeah, then you got to go North Atlantic. You can't wolf another 2. Yeah.
Oh, there's a trade going on. Oh, that's why he wanted to move them all into Alicante. So now, because Mina revealed all her items, she's now going to swap them with Seward. So now Dracula has no idea what she's got. That's good play. That's good play. Alright, what do you do, Dracula?
And sometimes that's, what else are you going to do? He's in Spain stuck in the fog with Van Helsing. So, yeah, take the time to collaborate with your teammates, do what you need to do, take all the, they've all got fast horses, the economy's fine, you can get out of Spain very quick instead of supplying or whatever they want to do. They could have all supplied, but, it's good decisions being made. That's fine. So, yeah, that's it. I think, you're leaving now with 8 health. You wouldn't want to risk heroic leap on Van Helsing.
And because if he can get somewhere like Ireland and then feed, he's back up to 10 again. So, but that's the problem now. The fact that Mediterranean's on the trail, he can only go to North Atlantic. The Huns know exactly where he's going. You could even argue that just leave Van Helsing to deal with Granada or Madrid, whichever one it is. No, okay, well, I just move the other. I mean, he's dealing with a good arming. That's fine. I'm not against that move. And he can just move.
The other two leave.
Yeah, get the others up. Yeah, arguably get 3 of them out. Get on the ports. Well, you don't need to be on the Mediterranean port. You can just be on Bordeaux. Get even slightly further up. Get them up to Brussels or whatever, and then be prepared to move to the UK or Germany. But the fact he's got hypnosis, the fact Speedy Telegraph isn't available unless he's got another one makes it a little bit more difficult. But still a decent position for Drag. Okay. Dracula has to be aware of this hypnosis. He's going to have to try and play around it, which is going to be... That's going to be hard.
Yeah, I just didn't hear any of that because I just timed out, so I've just come back.
Yeah, I saw you rejoined. And I was just saying, because of the fact there's a hypnosis in play, and Dracula should know about it if he's been paying attention to Mina's hand, that makes this next move now even worse. They know what direction he's going in.
Has Seward moved because I timed out? Do I need to rejoin? Or is it still Seward's turn on yours?
No, they're all doing their night actions. You might have to leave and
right.
come
Okay.
back. Yeah, Seward moved to Barcelona, which I don't understand why he moved to Barcelona. Mina only moved to Madrid. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I would just use horses just to get to 54 today, and then use then next horses to get to Nantes, Paris. He's dealt with the trail. This is a hunter situation you want to be in. Dracula's at sea, he's left Spain, and there's nothing for you to deal with. You just have to get out of Spain ASAP and get prepared, get 2 hunters, get Mina on a space with another hunter, ready to hypnosis at the first moment that he lands, and get the others ready to move across. So yeah, but it's still in the balance because, as I said, the hunters are not that well supplied in terms of events. He's only supplied, 33. He's not even halfway through the deck.
Well, the saving grace for Drac is that renewed vigors have been done.
That's Annex and Weather.
Yeah.
And it's coming to he has to make 5 moves or even potentially more. 4 moves, potentially more in the 4th week if Vampire doesn't matter. So he's still got a little bit to go, but it's in the balance. But I'd say the hunters have a slight edge here. But yeah, the 2 renewed vigors being used is pretty. I think going for it in Spain was worth a go.
Yeah.
Just shame he didn't have forewarned on Van Helsing, but because that would have been just GG.
The fact Drac's got no points is the issue, because even if he had 4, or even if he had 3, like if the new vampire had, something had matured, or he got some 2 fang bites, or something, you want to be, even 2 points now makes the final week a lot easier because it's effectively cutting out 1 day to get your win. So,
or even if that reckless in Alicante just got 1 fang's attack.
Yes.
In on the ambush, and then that saves him a whole day's worth of travel in the 4th week.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, he could sit here with Van Helsing, supply all they want. Godalming and Seward move north, and then, like you say, as soon as he lands, they just hypnosis, and then you're up there ready to go.
Yep. It's still a good pace.
My thinking was you could look at doing the North Atlantic, which he is now. You could do English Channel, North Sea.
That's a lot of sea spaces.
Do the North Sea. Yeah, the problem is, that's it, because it's...
But then the good thing with that, if you do those 2 extra sea spaces, then as soon as he lands, he's getting Fury of Dracula points. Whereas if he lands earlier, he's moving on land. He's getting no points for it.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He could,
but then he's healthier.
Take that risk.
Yeah.
There's no Rufus yet, and you may as well take advantage of the ocean while he's not there. He does have feed when he lands, and as you say, if he does that extra sea space, then he's getting 3 points straight away.
Yeah.
You can get round the UK and get out of the sea. If you landed in Edinburgh, you could then go round the UK, get to the Irish Sea. The North Atlantic will have come back off.
Yeah. He has to move to North Sea here. Just moving to North Atlantic is not enough. He has to make a 3rd sea move, but then you don't know if it's the Irish Sea, English Channel, or North Sea.
Correct.
It'd be even better if he could land in Edinburgh on the Monday and get points. If he's not, he'll land on the Sunday. But still, but then even if they use, I think that's probably better, because if they use Hypnosis and says Britannica, yeah, but you don't know if it's Ireland or if it's or if he's which sea he's entered from. He wouldn't go to Ireland. That's a little bit crazy. He'd get stuck there. But you don't know if he's entered from the Irish side or the North Sea side. And that causes a headache for the hunters. I don't like Germany. This is just screaming for them to just race up on the rail line and get caught.
It's on the rail lines. It's too easy. Yeah, it's too difficult for Drac to get out of Germany because of all the rail networks. You'd want to be okay, so that's fine. He's gone. Yeah.
It's also good because he's got his wolf form available.
Yes.
The other thing, he could just wolf form to Manchester. If he's that scared of CG, he could just wolf form to Manchester because he doesn't die from it. And even if he does, I mean, anywhere he lands now, if he's in English Channel, for example, you could wolf form to 52 effectively, or as you say, Edinburgh, if he's worried about CG. But then they're going to use Hypnosis to see where he is. So yeah, it'd be interesting. But again, because of the timing, right? They're going to have to use Hypnosis last with Mina, and then nobody can play CG. So actually, he's probably safe from CG.
For this round.
Yeah. He can go to Edinburgh, and even if they Psychic Scan, or Psychic Scan, Hypnosis, who cares? He's going to be able to move into Manchester, and then they're going to CG. Well, it's a pain, but if he doesn't wolf form into Edinburgh, he could then misdirect Edinburgh, go back to it, and then feed. And yeah, if the trail dies or whatever, but he's not going to die completely from it. He'll be able to make a C move and then land somewhere. He might be okay. Again, we're talking about CG, but he might not even have it.
Well, this is it. I mean, there's 45 cards in the deck combined. He hasn't gone through, as you said, he's not holding many.
No, he's not been rinsing through the deck, has he?
No.
But then maybe he hasn't been. Is then that thing? Is it? He's not been supplying much because he's been kept too busy with movement, or is it because he hasn't had to because he's got all the good stuff? And he just wants to ditch the good stuff.
Yeah. I think Mina and Godalming being together when they were in the Baltica, you could have sat in there with Hypnosis when he landed. You could have just straight away done Hypnosis. You had Seward and Van Helsing, covering the border, if you like, and they could have, and then with the kind of movement that they had with the fast horses, they could have been there within a couple of days. But he didn't. He split them all up. It worked fine because he got to Spain anyway. But had it been a different scenario, you could have then kept supplying while you were in Valona, small town. You could have got some more events and get the ones you want. But like you say, if you're a lucky fucker and you've pulled all the cards you want in the first week, why trade? Why supply? If you've got all the stuff you need, like 2 renewed vigors, for example, leave it as it is. But
okay, so he's doing what we're saying.
Yes.
He's wolf form. Now, where's he wolf forming to? That's the question. Maybe he's just gone played safe and wolf form to Manchester. So then, we can hypothesize. He moves to London, that's 3 points. Swansea 3, Liverpool 3. He's up to 9. Hyde, and then he only needs 1 more. He can just go to Irish Sea and then land in Dublin. Are the Hunters going to get there in time? I don't think so. Even with 1 excellent weather, I think he might be able to manipulate 1 hunter. I think he's just going. I think the Hunters have just taken a tad too long to get out of Spain. I think
that. As you said, there was no point. There was no reason to go to Barcelona. You could have got the 2 of them up to Nantes or Le Havre straight away, so they're on the port ready to go. Mina can't Hypnosis now because she's not with anybody, so she'd have to move first, then do it tonight.
Yeah, imagine if she rolled slow now and she doesn't get with Van Helsing, for example.
Well, that was it. Yeah, if you notice, her last fast horse was 1. That's why she got to Saragossa. I think she was trying to get up to him, and she rolled slow. So that helped Drac. I'm really enjoying this game. It's been a very engaging match.
That's the thing. No point. So Drac is going to have to make full use of this last week, and anything can happen. You can be so close to victory, and then just a hunter gets on you, and then he's now in heroic leap territory. And that just might excellent weather, get Van Helsing there, no fog available, boom, heroic leap, done. I don't even need CG. Seward potentially excellent weathering here looks, that's dangerous. I'd be kind of scared if I was Dracula about that.
Yeah, she's played it safe. She's not risking.
Well, that's a good move.
Yep. Do the hypnosis tonight, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Now, if he has gone Germany, they're all pretty much, they could be on him tomorrow.
Yeah. And the thing is, if they're going to the UK, ticket economy doesn't really matter anymore. So if she's...
No. Oh,
holy moly.
English Channel.
Oh, well, you don't even need hypnosis then.
I would anyway, because he could have will form to 9.
Well, true.
Oh, I guess no. She could psychic bond if he's not in France.
Yeah, you don't need hypnosis. Just psychic scan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll rule that out.
Yeah, saves her delay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if he's got CG, he went. Well, yeah. I mean, even now though, you probably wouldn't play E. I mean, unless you wanted to throw it down on Manchester.
But then imagine if he wolf formed to the Irish Sea coast. You'd almost want to play this. You want to play the CG.
But then Manchester's going to. Manchester blocks him, and if he goes to Irish Sea, he's still got to wait 3 days for the North Atlantic to become free again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's going to be tight because you could get, you get Van Helsing to Galway.
Yeah, I could
actually wait 2 days for Hyde, so he's going to struggle with that.
Oh,
okay.
Well, okay.
6.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just means that you would have had an extra hunter to move tomorrow, but 3 of them are pretty much.
Yeah, I mean.
Unless he's not bothering moving because he's got CG.
This is in the balance. This is not, and then because the problem is if Dracula is scared of heroic leap and he feeds, that's him giving up a day's worth of Fury of Dracula points.
Yeah, I think with this you've just got to get some points on the board now.
Yeah. I mean,
lay down, and then you can lay down more encounters that can still help you. You've still got some decent stuff in there.
He's got 1 reckless still, so he could get some points from that. I mean, he's got 2 IDS already because it's the 4th week. He's guaranteed to, unless he feeds now for some reason, he's guaranteed to get 3 more, so he's up to 5 IDS. Obviously a -10 defeat if he lost right now would not really affect, but he's going to get points because the Huns are going to take a bit of time to get onto his space, so he's going to accumulate probably up to about 6 at least.
Well, if he's going to get that anyway, you may as well just fucking go full in and just go for the win, wouldn't you? So you may as well just.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying lose. I'm just saying it.
No, but I'm saying if he's already got worst case scenario, he's going to get 6, and you may as well just go right. I won't feed until they're on me.
Yeah, agreed.
Try and get at least 3 cities in.
Yeah,
and a hide.
Yeah, I agree.
There's 5 health. Effectively, you could go back. You could do 3 Cs and go back to the Spain.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Or you could land because, of course, with that, if you've got 1 day to go, you can land where a hunter is. You're still going to get your 3 points and win the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could misdirect something in the UK and just then land on top of them and then win. Yeah. Assuming he realizes he can do that, of course. Dracula taking time to make his move here, but understandable given the circumstances.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, did he actually genuinely wolf form? Or was it a wolf form to the port? To London or to Plymouth? Like the Alicante thing all over again. But that's going to put doubt in the hunter's mind now. It's like, is he wolf forming into the land or is he doing a trick wolf form again? Hide's about to fall off, so that's going to be available. He can't hide now. He'll be able to hide. So if he's moved 1, he'll move another 1, then hide. The fact there's no fog, that's really critical for the hunters. That's going to really work in their favour.
Yeah, he's got 2 bats though.
Yeah, the problem is the bats trigger after the combat.
Yeah, but I mean, if they land in a location that he's been, he can then delay them, push them back. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, there's excellent weather. As you said, if he's gone to London, for example, and he's put bats in there, that could be GG. Oh, he's there right now. Oh my god. Right. Speak of the devil. Now, if there's a trade right now, that's heroic leap.
Yeah. Ow.
There it is.
Yep. There it is. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, so he's not going to give him escape route, right? Or, I don't know, he could give him planned ambush, maybe? If he hasn't got heroic leap,
Here, whoa, oh.
he could throw him a planned ambush down.
Oh, no. Oh, it's a lucky find. Oh.
Okay.
Ditch the horse. Just get rid of the horse.
Oh,
You don't need it now.
Just launch it into Dover.
Absolutely. Horse overboard.
Then send it back to France.
Look at him. He's got 7 combat hands. He is stacked. And because he traded with Mina, Dracula has no idea what he's got.
This is it. And he could have a garlic, a knife, so he's not going to get his health back.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know what he had. We don't know what he had before.
No, that's true.
So yeah, as you said, he could have Heavenly Hose, knife, garlic. I think playing the strength makes sense. Oh, defensive garlic first play, but he's beaten out the strength, so that's really good for him. And he was scared of Heavenly Hose, fine, so he played the garlic. Playing garlic first, I quite like that.
I mean, the ideal scenario here for Drac is he does get fangs on the Heavenly Host. That would be the fight, and then the bats kick in.
Yeah, gets health back, and then the bat, and he can punt him into whatever it is. If he's left a vampire, he's unlikely to kill Seward, given he has such good, really good combat items. But he's delayed.
It is Dusk.
Oh, he's going for it.
So going to be.
Oh, a knife.
Oh, too early. Oh, too early. That's unfortunate.
Damn. Or maybe Dracula's only going to get his 3 points then. Yeah, just the fact he just put Seward in Le Havre, it just screamed excellent weather.
Yeah.
The fact he backtracked to London, but I can see why, because he wants to get as many spaces in the UK as possible, right?
I know, it's just...
Oh! He's still in it.
Okay. He's not used Mesmerize though, so it's going to be 2.
That's 2, so he's down back to 2 again, but he's still alive though.
He's used both fangs. He's used both fangs now, so you can just do your Heavenly Host.
Ah, true. Does he have it?
You've got to. Yeah, I mean, Mina had it, didn't she? And she was in Alicante with all of them having a little shindig. Yeah. He must have taken it off her because they knew he'd be the one that's going to jump on him.
But then, was it all a bait? Nah, fair enough. GG.
Yeah.
I was living in hope for Dracula to survive a little bit more, but fair enough. GG both. That was very enjoyable. And Aerol will be happy because now he's, 1-1 now after losing to Pizza Wizard. Humperdink, maybe a little bit disappointed, but got a good win against Met King, so is 1-1 as well. So, yeah, Max and Weather was indeed the winner. Yeah, really
I can't spell.
Enjoyable. Don't you worry, Sunshine.
Great match to constipate on.
And that's a good pace. That was 1 hour 40. So
I really enjoyed that. That was a really engaging match. There was a lot going on. It was never that far away. Where it was like, right, because it was always like, okay, it's nip and tuck. It could be there. It could. So I really enjoyed a couple of good, strong competitors there.
Yeah, both very competent. Yeah, and it was just very fine margins. Just the fact he had to force him out of Spain one turn earlier, but the fact he got the fog in without the forewarns, got the 2 renewed vigors out of the hunters without too much, damage for it.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Humperdink's so who's in Humperdink's group? Him, Met King.
Humperdink, Met King, Aerol, Pirate Joe, Pizza Wizard.
Right, that's a good group now then, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
competent players, all 5.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you think of Met King when you watch that game back. But I think they've given the form that Pizza Wizard has shown early, and the fact also he won the US Championship. It looks like, I mean, obviously things can change, but it looks like he's probably quite good to get through in first place. No pressure, Peter Wooten. But out of the other four, I mean, I haven't got a clue who's going to get through and who's going to be eliminated. They all look, I mean, we know Pirate Joe is very experienced. The other three look very competent. So this is going to be a very enjoyable group. Very impressed with both of them. Aerol showed, from the previous league and some of the matches I played with him quite a while ago, that he is a decent player. And Humperdink, competent. Maybe not as confident with Dracula. He was saying to me he doesn't play much Drac, but didn't seem to do too much wrong. Obviously, from what we could see, we couldn't see what cards he was holding. But there's nothing crazy. Didn't do anything ridiculous or reckless. Just nice, sort of assured game. I think maybe the turning point for me was probably the Teridian move on to Cagliari. I think he should have been just a bit bolder and gone, no, I'm going to war form here and force you to, because he didn't get much time out of the Cagliari move. Yeah, I know he got a feed out, but...
No, I concur with you. I think from there, because at that stage it was only Van Helsing who was near, and he could only move on the rail lines. I think a wolf form to, as you say, Marseille or even up to Zurich or somewhere, and then you could have got up into Germany. You could have got up to Le Havre by the time that the guys had got around. And then he could have laid more items down as well. But yeah, that was a problem in Spain. I mean, Spain did well to catch him with the fog. That was a great move.
Yep, absolutely.
I think, like we were surmising, had he tried to fight Van Helsing, who obviously had Lucky Find on him, you don't know what he could have pulled from there. I mean, all he's got to do is pull a Holy Circle, and then that's true. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything in the discard. I think there's only one of them in the discard pile. So yeah,
So it's like
not as bad as Heroic Leap, but it might not have gone the way he wanted to. And he would have had to take that. You would have had to. Well, he didn't. Yeah, he would have triggered it, but he wouldn't have lost any health for it. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, that's no. Yeah, I mean, it's all academic.
It's all semantics, right?
I think Humperdink, he played well. I don't think he didn't. Yeah, the only one I would say was the same as you said. Like you said, wolf form from terrain would have been better on there. He didn't overstay his time anywhere. He used it, I think, his spaces efficiently. He managed to. The turning point really, or the kind of the underlying theme through that game was that Aerol's horse economy was fucking on point for the whole match.
Yeah.
There was a handful of times it was a 1, but he had such good horses for that whole, and that's from early game. He had that, so that's a different. Yeah, I mean, you've got 3 hunters that are jumping 2 locations every time. You're like, fucking hell. All you can do is delay them, or try and kill one, or spy them, or something. But
yeah, I think also then the other turning point is just then the fact that Reckless and Alicante died as quickly as it did.
Yeah,
he had to just rein it in and just. I know there's new vigor, so he got searched earlier, but if you've got a vampire like that vampire is almost like your win condition. It's kind of like this weird thing where you don't want to get the 1 point. Well, maybe you do. 1 point might be enough to get the Fury of Dracula, but maybe think, no, the amount of time I can keep the hunters here delayed with it, that is what wins me the game. And if they stay distracted, maybe only one hunter can move up. Yet it still could have been Seward, yet it still could have had excellent weather, but they wouldn't have had the same confidence to go, right, I can money trail now. I can use hypnosis now. They would have been a bit panicking, going, I've got this vampire to deal with, and then I've got another thing after it. There's a rumor token, one. So that was the only thing. But it's so easy to say that because you could just draw bad stuff in combat, or you don't know what the hunters have. Aerol did very well with his trades to hide a lot of information, and that's very clever play. So I was very impressed with that. Like that a lot. So yeah, in general I think really well played. But obviously, Aerol won, and I think on balance I don't think Aerol got lucky. I think he did. I think he deserved to win on the balance of things. I don't think he lucked his way to it.
No, I agree. He played the hand. He played and he reacted to the movements Dracula did. He addressed them when he had to. The excellent weather that Van Helsing got to Cagliari meant that you could just roll out straight away, which helped having to delay and move and all the rest of it. So he dealt with that. He did the old-fashioned with the hired scouts check Sophia and none. So again, that strategy works. I think both played as well as they could, and it was a thoroughly enjoyable game to watch. Which actually, we watch a lot of games, you and I, and comment on a lot of games, and some of them you're like, right, I just need to try and get through this now. And others you're kind of like, wow, this is actually, this is a very... I'm intrigued to look at more of both these guys' games going forward, because I'm certainly going to watch Humperdink and Met King. And it's good to see new players, new people into the group that are playing this well. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the standard is just gone up a notch since the previous league. No disrespect to the players who were in the previous league, but you can just, I think just with as well, just the community being more active, the fact there's more resources available, even more than before. It just helps everybody. So, and the fact now I'll give a shout out to the other YouTubers who are putting up videos, because we're spreading out that workload now. It means we can cover more games. I think there's probably most of the games in the first week have already been covered, just because I've done some, or then Strider then says, oh, I can do these. And the fact is also really nice. I've not done any commentaries. Well, I think the last match that was on earlier today that was the first match I did on my own. I think I've always had somebody else with me. It's actually really nice just to be like, oh, I've got somebody else beside me who can bounce ideas off. It's just a whole, that community vibe is really cool, and that's just going to aid the quality of the players.
And did you not say that Met King recorded the... What game did you not do one?
Yeah, I did one with him. His mate Worm Talon, who's in Group A against Captain Gyro. Worm Talon wanted Met King to record it, and Met King wanted me to be there with him. Met King was actually...
So that's somebody else. That's another one.
That's another new one, yeah. And then Met King was actually recording his game against Humperdink last night, and it'd been really great to see his perspective, but his recording crashed apparently, so we haven't got that. That was a huge shame, but yeah, it's just one of those things. So it's just so nice to have this, this community effort, and then just the players are just... It's making it really rewarding. If I'm like, I know I'm going to get a good game here, and it doesn't have to be against the two. Obviously, all the attention is on Quincy Morris versus Warecraft, or Pizza Wizard versus Pirate Joe. But you now know if you're going to, log in and spend potentially up to 2 hours watching. Here you go, an Aerol versus Humperdink. You're going to get a good game, and that just is for the whole community is fantastic, and everyone's putting a really good effort in. And this is only the first week, for God's sake. We haven't finished we haven't even finished the first week yet, and the quality of the games has been amazing. So I don't even know what's going to happen by week 5, but this is great.
That's it, and I think I think that's good as well for any players that are thinking, I've got an easy group or whatever it might be. That all of a sudden, I think certainly the new starts have proved their mettle, and they've kind of shown that they know the game, they know what they're doing, to get games this close. As you say, it's just the multiple kind of media reaches that people can check now. It's not just 2 channels they can check for games. They've got you, Quincy, Strider, Andra does some. So there's plenty they can pick and choose who, if they've got a preference, who they want to watch or who video. And again, that helps. Even just those outside the community, the more the videos that can be out there on people's different YouTubes, then potentially the more additions we get to the community, and then that exponentially just keeps adding on. And you get a very... I mean, even now compared to when I started, the community's at least trebled in numbers, easily. And it's probably it's great to see, because I say the first time around it was kind of 4 people playing each other every time, because that's all that was in here, and now it's really good to see.
It's also just and also having different people next to me. So we've done this one. I'm going to get Pizza Wizard on here at the weekend, so that's really cool to have him back on the channel again.
Nice.
No doubt then at some point I'll try and get Captain Gyro back here, but he's doing the match with Strider, with Quincy Morris against Warecraft, so that's going to be really good. That'll be a really funny watch, but that'll be a good watch as well, especially if there's people in the chat participating. No doubt you'll be back if you got time. So it's just to have all these different voices as well. It's not just me banging on all the bloody time. There's other people about. It's just great. It's lovely.
And it is, yeah. It makes it more enjoyable for everyone because then again, like you say, it's difficult when you're just trying to, commentate yourself about it, and it's like, oh right, okay, if you've got something to bounce off, or even like Strider does when he does his live feed, you've got people that are commenting in the comments, and you can react to that, and it's just
yeah. In the game yesterday between Humperdink and Met King, there was quite a lot of discussion between me and Peter Wizard and JB Philly while the game was going on, just about different stuff, and then us hypothesizing about what's happening, and then how good's this strategy? How would this work? So it's really cool. Yeah. Well, thank you, Rossco, for joining for this. It's been really enjoyable. Always a pleasure to have you on the channel. But the fact there's a good
likewise,
game
my
with
friend, it's been good. It was worth the time. Again, great effort. Well done, Aerol. Well done, Humperdink. As you wish. There's a little Princess Bride reference here. So.
And yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. And sorry for the glitch in the middle where I had to quickly run off and I was stuck with the fact that you knew that Godalming had healed up to 9 health for about 2 minutes. But that's what you get with live stuff. And I shall see you in the next video of Fury of Dracula very soon. Take care. Bye bye.